Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces July 11, 2022. The moon heads into your privacy sector for a stay of over 2 days, encouraging you to make room for more rest and time for reflection, which can be emotionally cleansing. Private and emotional matters are in focus. Transits today find you optimistic and enthusiastic, but there can be some moodiness as you may be working with incomplete information. Exaggeration may stem from a desire for more meaning in our lives. You may want to make big promises to make someone happy, but it is best to keep things real today. Even so, do stretch your imagination and consider new possibilities. You can come up with exciting ideas now. Love is an adrenaline rush for you. It's like a drug. Today is no exception, as you'll be feeling especially caught up in the throes of your heart's desires. To be honest, you could spill a little into excess, as well as fantasizing about things that are just a little bit out of reach at the present moment, but this doesn't mean you shouldn't dream. Mercury and Jupiter fist bump, but since they aren't exactly on the same page, you could shoot your shot too far and end up with a messy hangover after. Just try to find the sense in how your need for fun and passion, as well as intimacy, will be met slowly and surely. Where could your idea go? You might experience some tension when considering how to invest in your passions or ideas as the Sun in Cancer squares Chiron in Aries. Although you might feel empowered by pouring yourself into your passion projects, you could also feel like you have lost a bit of your control the further you get into it. Having boundaries is necessary to create just enough distance with your work so that you can enjoy chipping away at your passion projects without becoming enveloped by your work. Usually your mind tends to be sharp and centered. However, today you'll probably feel as if you can't think straight at all. Your thoughts might be vague and disjointed. If there's something you need to do immediately, either make a monumental effort to focus on the task at hand, or get some help. Otherwise, leave major chores or decisions for another day. You'll be your old self again by tomorrow. You will have to put up with unpleasantness in your private life, being asked repeatedly to take a stance on awkward conflicts. Some decisions may be taken that cause you great pain. Try to see this phase as a chance for inner growth. If you find the right way of doing things, you will be successful. Today, someone's going to make you play a game you haven't played since you were a kid. And as cheesy as it feels, it will be surprisingly fun. Especially if you win. Constantly tempted to seek pleasure for yourself, you don't even consider the thought of sharing intimate moments with another. If this is the way you feel, your attitude may satisfy you in the short term, but you notice something is missing, you're disenchanted. Practice self-restraint. Reflect on your conduct. Inspire others to come out of their shell today, and have them join you over on the sunny side of the street. Share your cheer with the people around you, and lead them into boisterous discussions about the world you live in. You will find yourself on cloud 9, with a great deal of strength behind your happy-go-lucky emotions. Keep things on a light and fun-loving plane, and don't worry about tomorrow until it comes. You might find yourself far more attracted to life's finer things on this day. Given your renowned love and devotion to the special people in your life, you may be tempted to buy a gift that is rather expensive. Just try to keep your budget in mind and avoid going all out without any thought of the potential consequences. You could always opt for a layaway plan if this is a wiser way to go. Don't discount second-hand goods either. As the moon wraps up its monthly visit to Scorpio, your subconscious will be downloading information, insights, and messages from some very active and diverse skies. In the short term, this might be overwhelming, and the more you try and decipher what could appear to be mixed messages, the more confusing things could become. Instead, knowing that your subconscious can download information faster than you can process it at the time, this is something that you can unpack and make sense of over the coming days. Just as Mars is spending his first weekend in your relationship sector in nearly 2 years, the moon is wrapping up a visit to Scorpio that is putting a balance between your personal and relationship needs to the test. The moon's departure will see any tension or strong emotional responses dial back, while giving Mars something to fight for when it comes to what you want from your relationships and what they need from you. Our eyes in the sky. On the surface, today's Mercury-Jupiter square looks like a pretty positive aspect. But be careful not to get too cocky, because you'll be feeling good and counting your lucky stars 1 minute and then down on the ground wondering what the heck happened the next. One of the downsides of this awkward energy is the way it has you feeling confident 1 minute and confused the next, which is when all the bad stuff starts to happen. Overestimating any situation today is a big mistake, because as soon as you think you've got it made, it becomes quite clear that you actually really don't. The best way to handle this pull the rug out from under you aspect is to keep your head down and appreciate the things that are going your way. Just don't take them for granted or brag about them. Careful optimism is the theme of the day. The energy is perfect for leaving behind people or situations that are no longer serving you, so don't be afraid to move on with your life if something or someone has been holding you back. There's a slight chance you could feel uninspired, and the moon forms an unbalanced aspect to Mars midday, but this energy should subside by mid-afternoon. Your mind could be active for the rest of the night, making it the perfect time to engage in a creative activity or brainstorm ideas for the future. Just be sure to write down any brilliant ideas that pop into your head, or you might forget them tomorrow. In the pre-dawn hours, the Scorpio moon opposes Mars in Taurus. This influence stimulates irritation. However, we're more likely to bottle our feelings up instead of expressing them properly. It's natural to hold a grudge now, justifying our moodiness around situations that occurred in the distant past. If we are angry, discussing to clear the air may not be the best course of action right now. Instead, release aggression through physical activities, especially those which involve working with your hands. Crafting with natural materials or assuming construction projects can help us to regain a sense of control over our immediate environment. When we feel less helpless, we will begin to calm down. Around sunup, the Cancer Sun squares off with Chiron in Aries, provoking anxiety. Today, we hit a crossroads in our healing journey. A conflict at work, with family members, or in close relationships pokes at old wounds. We start to ruminate over all the ways that we are not strong or capable. It seems like the easy culprit to blame now is our emotions. If we show our feelings, others might respect us less. They might love us less. If we reveal too much, we'll sacrifice our safety, and that seems too big a risk. However, if we hold ourselves to impossible standards of our strength and resiliency, we will continue to battle insecurity on an internal level. At this time, we take steps to challenge false narratives of how we are lacking, which may involve standing up for ourselves in a very direct and blunt way.